Yo people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for another video. I'm here to give you that Champions League quarter-final and semi-final draw reaction. My heart is crestfallen. My chest is hurting. I am destroyed with that. Like, let's be real. Nobody wanted to see that. That was the worst possible draw we could have got. Literally. They couldn't have scripted it any worse for us. I was buzzing to be in this round, and I'm still buzzing to be in this round. Listen, we're still in it. But some of the teams we have to play to get to the final is just ridiculous. We got the toughest possible side of the draw. We got Real Madrid for the third year in a row. The third year in a row. And to be honest, when we drew Real Madrid, my initial reaction was, do you know what? It could have been worse. They've got the heritage. I get it. They're a top team. They've won the most Champions Leagues. But we fared pretty well against them in our history. We knocked them out under Thomas Tuchel to win the Champions League. We came pretty close to them in the year after when they knocked us out. It's been a bit of to and fro. We previously, before when we lost to them at Stamford Bridge, that Mendy mistake, you'll remember Benzema performance at Stamford Bridge, we had never lost to Real Madrid in European competition. We'd beaten them in the Super Cup in our history, and we'd fared well. And we nearly did the comeback at the Santiago Bernabeu. So I knew if we got them, we're not favourites. You know, we're 10th, they're second in La Liga. They've got the heritage, cool. But we're not favourites, but I'm excited for that game. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. I'd say it kind of caps off in the middle. There's teams I would have preferred, but there's definitely teams I definitely would have wanted to avoid more. And then we get the semi-final draw, and we have Bayern Munich or Manchester City. So if we are to go through all the way, we are going to have to put the work in. But do you know what? Serve us right. Serve us right. For the way we've played in the Premier League this season, we deserve, more than you can believe, we deserve to have to fight for our lives and to have to play these big teams. We don't deserve any easy runs. We've had the Southamptons at homes, we failed. We've had the away to Nottingham Forest, we failed. We deserve to have to play the biggest, the baddest, and the best teams in Europe, because that may be the only time we actually turn up. Who knows? Our record in the top 6 in the Premier League is not the best, but in the Champions League, we got our win against Dortmund. We put in a great performance. We should have beaten Dortmund over the 2 legs by more. So I'm excited. I'm excited, but it's going to be extremely difficult. And best believe every time we've won the Champions League in those 2 occasions, we've always heard the rivals tell us, oh, you won it this time because it was luck and you was poor. You played awfully. You cleared the ball off the line against Barcelona and, you know, you saved a penalty against Munich. You played god-awful football. And then when it was Tuchel, they somehow managed to come up with more excuses as to why we don't deserve the Champions League. Oh, you would not have won it if Rodri was playing for Pep, if he didn't make that tactical blunder. If we escape this, if we make it through this, there will be no questions. There will be no doubts. It will be the third, undisputedly, will be deserved. So, and it was already deserved in the previous, but, you know, those goals and UEFA loaners and whatnot, it's definitely deserved. More than you can believe. What we have, we deserve. We could have even had more if it wasn't for some screw-ups along the way in those fixtures. So I'm not even here to even defend it, but just know that if we manage to get through this, there will be no questions asked. Now, we start with the quarterfinal tie because, listen, there is no semi-final until we try and get there first with the quarterfinals. Real Madrid, obviously on the other side of the draw as well. Napoli play AC Milan, Inter Milan play Benfica. It looks like we're almost guaranteed to have a Portuguese team we're guaranteed to have an Italian team in the semi-final. We could have an Italian team in the final. Benfica will fancy their chances. Napoli will fancy their chances. Those 2 teams are at the top of their respective leagues. Inter Milan and AC Milan haven't been the most impressive in league form or in the Champions League campaign this season. I would have preferred any of these guys, but we ain't going to get them unless we get all the way. So Real Madrid, listen, that's going to be... We've played them. We know them. We know Real Madrid inside out. We've played them back-to-back seasons now. We know Benzema. We know Vinicius Jr. on that left-hand side up against Reece James is going to be another colossal of a fight, of a battle. But what I find so intriguing against Real Madrid is that this time, of course, La Liga, they're off the pace. So they're also putting all their eggs in this basket. In La Liga, Real Madrid are 10 points adrift. 10 points adrift of Barcelona in La Liga. So you already know that Real Madrid are coming into this Champions League and they're almost similar to us. Well, obviously way worse, but it's do or die. This is all or nothing. This is what we're fighting for. And Real Madrid, in the Champions League, regardless of how well they play over the first leg, second leg, first half, second half, they don't switch off and they're never done because they always seem to respond. They always seem to revive. And we have to be on guard. It goes without saying, no matter how well we're playing against Real Madrid in any part of this fixture, home or away, we have to be ready for any sort of response or fight back or resilience. Now, we're away from home first. Maybe, after speaking to a Real Madrid fan, Raul, he says that's an advantage. We come back to the bridge in the second leg. That's how we beat them. When we played them, first of all, at their training facility, because obviously the Santiago Bernabeu was still being built. And then we beat them in the second leg after a 1-1 draw. Timo Werner got one of the goals. And obviously when we lost to them, we did play them at the Bernabeu in the second leg. We tried to recover it. Timo Werner, Marcos Alonso, Mason Mount, but we couldn't quite get back. So maybe it is a small advantage. I definitely would prefer it this way. Stamford Bridge is going to be absolutely rocking in the second leg. We've got to make sure that we get to that second leg in the tie. If we can try and go to the Santiago Bernabeu with a result, get a draw, you know, a 1-1, a 2-2, there's no away goals, go to the home game and bring it back to the bridge, and then that's where the atmosphere and the smoke grenades and everything has to come together for us to get the job done. But Real Madrid, they're a team that goes without saying we need to be wary of. Maybe Nacho is kind of your... Nacho and Carvajal at the fullback positions. Maybe Chelsea can take advantage of that. That will be something to look forward to as well in terms of, you know, they're not the most expressive players going forward. They're not the most exciting Real Madrid fullbacks we've ever seen in Marcelo's, etc. They're a little bit more, they're competent. They do a job, 6.5s out of 10s, maybe 7s. But it's nothing to be afraid of. It's something that we should be looking to go up against. Mudryk is in this squad. Maybe he could get involved with the speed up against Carvajal. That would be a great matchup. Sterling as well. So we've got a lot of pacey wingers that can go up against these defenders 1v1 and isolate them and hopefully cause problems. We know that Real Madrid midfield is going to look to control. Kanté was incredible in that Champions League winning campaign against Real Madrid over both legs. We need Kanté back for this type of fixture. We're going up against most likely Camavinga, you know, Modric, Kroos, maybe Tchouaméni if he's back. I'm not sure on his injury status. Kanté is needed for this. We've had Enzo. It's great. We've got cover. It's great. We need Kanté for this. This is what Kanté does. This is what he turns up for. This is what he stands tall for, even though he's quite short. We need Kanté for this game. So hopefully Kanté will be back for this game. And of course, they'll probably go with the similar four-man midfield. Valverde tucking in off the right with Benzema and Vinicius off the left. But maybe if Ancelotti wants to get bold, he would go Rodrigo, maybe put Valverde in midfield and take out Toni Kroos for energy. We've seen him do it before. So there's a couple of, you know, things that he could do tactically to change things here. But usually he goes with Valverde in that front three, tucking into the midfield to make it a 4. And like I said, Benzema and Vinicius kind of up front. So we'll talk more about it in the preview. We'll see what the situation with team news and everything when we get to it. But this is where our season lives and dies, ladies and gentlemen. The Premier League, I don't think we're getting top 4. We're way too far off it. I think the best we can hope for is top 6 Europa League. If we want to be in the Champions League next season, we basically need to beat Real Madrid and then Bayern Munich or Man City. So it's going to be very difficult. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below in terms of the draw. Are you bricking it? Are you nervous? Are you excited? Do you relish the challenge? Did you want a big team in the first place? A lot of people have this thing where they want to play the best teams because they want to prove themselves. I'm not about that. I was shameless. I would have taken Inter Milan, AC Milan, or Benfica. No problem. I would have been like, yeah, give me them. And then in the semi-final, even try and give me something favorable there as well. I would have taken, if we was on the other side of the draw, I would have been so shameless. I would have been so shameless. More than you can believe. It would have been insane. Unrivaled levels of shamelessness I would have brought to this table. But unfortunately, they've decided to put us in the deaf side of the draw. So, yeah. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure you subscribe, smash up the likes. I'll be back again later on for the Everton preview. Might even get a little FIFA stream in there as well, hopefully. And until then, big up your damn selves. In a bit, people. Peace.